With trickery, the monster confused, to pieces they broke. When the secret entrance to the tunnels of the Anunnaki was found by the Bull of Heaven, a cyborg creature of Enlil, with deathly snorts they were challenged. To the gates of Anunnaki, which is modern-day Iraq, the cyborg monster them chased. At the city's ramparts by Enkidu, it was smitten. When Enlil heard this, with agony he cried, in the heavens of Anu was his wailing heard, for in his heart Enlil well knew. Bad indeed was the omen, for having the Bull of Heaven slain, to perish in waters Enkidu was punished. Gilgamesh, having by Ninsun and Utu been instructed of the slaying, was absolved. Still the long life of Nibiru seeking, Gilgamesh to proceed to the place of the chariots by Utu was permitted. After many adventures, the land of Tilman, the fourth region, he reached. Through its subterranean tunnels he proceeded. In a garden of precious stones, Ziusudra he met. The events of the Deluge, Ziusudra to Gilgamesh related. The secret of long living to Gilgamesh he revealed. A plant in the garden's well was growing. Ziusudra and his spouse from getting old it prevented. Unique of all the plants on earth it was. By it, a man full vigor can regain. Man at old age is young again. This is the plant's name, Ziusudra to Gilgamesh said. A gift of Enki, with Enlil's blessing, on the Mount of Salvation to us was granted. When Ziusudra and his spouse were asleep, Gilgamesh to his feet stones tied. Into the well he dived. The plant of being young again he grasped and uprooted. With the plant in his satchel through the tunnels he hurried to his city Anunnaki and made his way. When he tired and was asleep, a snake by the plant's fragrance was attracted. The snake took the plant from the sleeping Gilgamesh. In the morning, his loss discovering, Gilgamesh sat and wept. To Anunnaki, the city known Uruk or modern-day Iraq, empty-handed he returned. As a mortal therein he died. 7 more kings in Anunnaki after Gilgamesh reigned, then its kingship to an end came. Precisely when the count of 1,000 Earth years was completed, it was. To Urim, the city of Nana and Ningal, was kingship of the first region transferred. To all these matters that in the other regions were occurring, Amun-Ra gave much heed. By Inanna's dreams and visions, Dumuzi's domain was eluding. Amun-Ra was disturbed. To counteract Inanna's schemes of expansions, he was determined. In the matters of resurrection and immortality, he found much to ponder. The thought of divine godship to him greatly appealed. To be a great god himself, he then announced. How much of earthly existence was granted to Gilgamesh, who was largely of earthly origin? Amun-Ra was angered, but a clever way, wherewith the loyalty of kings and people to retain, he deemed it. If demigods the gateway to immortality are shown, let this to the kings of my own region apply. So did Marduk in the second region known as Amun-Ra, to himself word say, let the kings and pharaohs of my region who are of Anunnaki offspring travel to Nibiru in an afterlife on our home planet. So did Amun-Ra in his realm decree. The kings how to build tombs facing eastward he taught. To the priest scribes a long book he dictated known as the Egyptian Book of the Dead. The afterlife journey in detail in it was described. How to reach the Duat, the place of the celestial boats in the book was told. How to there, by a stairway to heaven, to the imperishable planet Nibiru to journey. Of the plant of life partake, the waters of youth to satiation drink. Of the coming of the gods to earth by Amun-Ra, where the priests taught. Gold is the splendor of life, to them he said. The flesh of the gods it is, to the pharaohs and kings Amun-Ra said. To make gold expeditions to the Abzu and the lower domain the kings he instructed. When the kings of Ra's lands conquered by the might of weaponry not their own, his brothers' realms he invaded, their ire he caused to arise and grow. What is Marduk up to, the brothers each other asked, that over us he tramples? To their father Enki they appealed, to Ptah his father Amun-Ra did not listen. To capture all adjoining lands the kings of Magan and Meluha Amun-Ra directed. To be the master of the 4 regions and rule all people was his heart's plan. The earth is mine to rule. So adamantly to his father he said. Now this is the account of how Marduk Supreme himself declared, and Babylon he built, and how Inanna, Warrior kings she commanded to make blood, made flow, and sacrileges. After kingship was transferred to Urim from Anunnaki, Nana and Ningal smiled upon the people. Nana, as the god of the moon, was worshipped fittingly with his rank of 30. He decreed 12 festivals each year, corresponding to the 12 great Anunnaki, with each month dedicated to one deity. Throughout the first region, shrines and sanctuaries were built for the Anunnaki gods, allowing direct prayers from the people. Civilization spread from Kiengi to neighboring lands. Local rulers in the cities of man were designated as righteous shepherds, overseeing trade and justice, as well as education. Abundance and happiness prevailed, though conflicts persisted. Meanwhile, Inanna traversed the skies in her skyship, finding favor among the people of Sumer. Known as Ishtar in their tongue, she embraced their language and culture. The city of Uruk was named Unuki, and Dudu was pronounced as Adad. Enlil became Father Ilil, and Nippur was Nibruki. The rotation of kingship between cities in Sumer was established. In the second region, Amun-Ra sought singular reign, causing concern among the Anunnaki. Ningish-Zida devised stone structures to teach sky observations, showing that the age of the Ram had not yet arrived. Marduk's assertions as Amun-Ra were met with resistance, prompting the Anunnaki to unify the lands under a warrior king, Sharukin. Empowered by Enlil, Sharukin established Agade as the unified city. Inanna and Enlil's warriors supported him as he consolidated his rule. However, Amun-Ra, observing from afar, plotted against them, leading to conflict at the Tower of Babel. Enraged, Marduk rushed to the first region, establishing Babili and declaring himself the one and only god. Inanna fiercely opposed him, causing bloodshed on an unprecedented scale. Nergal persuaded Marduk to leave, and peace briefly returned. Naram-Sin succeeded Sharukin, but faced opposition from Inanna, who instructed him to march against Magan and Meluha. Naram-Sin's invasion brought turmoil to the fourth region. By the sacrileges and transgressions, Enlil was infuriated. Upon Naram-Sin and Agade a curse he put. By a bite of a scorpion did Naram-Sin die, by the command of Enlil was Agade wiped out. At the count of 1,500 Earth years did this happen. Now this is the account of the prophecy by Galzu to Enlil in a vision given. About Marduk's supremacy it was, how a calamity to survive a man to choose. After Marduk-Amun became, kingship in the second region disintegrated, disorder and confusion reigned. After Agade was wiped out, in the first region there was disorder. Confusion reigned. In the first region, kingship was in disarray. From cities of gods to cities of man it moved about. Unuki, Lagash, Urim and Kish, Isin, and to faraway places kingship was shifting. Then Enlil with Anu consulting, kingship in the hands of Nana deposited. To Urim, in whose soil the divine heavenly bright object remained implanted, kingship for the third time was granted. In Urim, a righteous shepherd of men, Nanar as king appointed. Ur-Nammu was his name. Equity in the lands Ur-Nammu established, to violence and strife an end he made. In all the lands prosperity was abundant. It was at that time that in the nighttime Enlil had a dream vision. The image of a man appeared to him, bright and shining like the heavens he was. As he approached and stood by Enlil's bed, Enlil recognized the white-haired Galzu. In his left hand a tablet of lapis lazuli he was holding. The starry heavens on it were designed. By the 12 constellation signs were the heavens divided. To them with his left hand Galzu pointed. From the bull to the ram Galzu his pointing shifted. 3 times the pointing he repeated. Then in the dream vision, Galzu spoke up, and to Enlil thus said, "The righteous time of benevolence and peace by evil-doing and bloodshed will be followed." In 3 celestial portions the ram of Marduk the bull of Enlil will replace. One who himself as supreme god has declared supremacy on earth will seize. A calamity, as has never before occurred, by fate decreed, will happen. As at the time of the deluge, a righteous and worthy man must be chosen. By him and his seed will civilized mankind, as by the creator of all intended, be preserved. So did Galzu, the divine emissary, to Enlil in the dream vision say. When Enlil from the nighttime dream vision awakened, there was no tablet beside his bed. Was it an oracle from heaven, or did I it all in my heart imagine? Enlil wondered to himself. To none of his sons, Nanar among them, nor to Ninlil did he of the dream vision tell. Among the priests in the Nibruki temple, Enlil of celestial savants inquired, Tirhu, an oracle priest, to him the high priest indicated. Of Ibru, of Arbakad the grandson, he was descended. 6th generation of Nibruki priests he was. With the royal daughters of Urim's kings, they were intermarried. Get yourself to Nana's temple in Urim, the heavens for celestial time observe. 72 earth years is the count of a celestial portion, the passage of 3 thereof carefully record. So did Enlil to Tirhu the priest say, the prophesied time he made him